Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Turning Tides Tarot. My name is Alicia. Thank you all so very much for being here and just spending part of your day with me. I just love you guys so much. I also want to say thank you for all of your comments too, because I've really been trying to do my best to show y'all some love back by hearting them. So keep them coming. I so appreciate everything that you all have to say. Just thank you. I am so over the moon. And especially, again, I have to welcome in all of our new tribe members here. It's really amazing to, connect with new folks, and I'm just very, very excited. I'm going to actually keep the stage out for a second here because I'm kind of running into a little bit of an interesting thing, which I don't normally always pick up on the same story or the same energy. But our last reading, okay, I feel like I'm picking up on almost like a next chapter of what we talked about in that last reading. So remember how Spirit had this person, the person on your mind here in this spiritual timeout, right? They were stuck in their head and seeing your name everywhere and really having to sit with that reality of, what they did to lose you. I feel like Spirit's turned up the heat, honestly. I'm getting another part of this story coming through very heavily today. I feel like now when this person leaves the house, all right, they're tired, they're irritable, they're probably running on fumes from being up all night spiraling about you, okay? I feel like they can't even get a break because everywhere they go, they're hearing your name as well. Okay, so I feel like it's the friend group, it's coworkers, or people in their inner circle. People are talking about you, right? And they're not just casually mentioning your name. I feel like they're really talking about how you've been doing amazing things, okay? Or you're doing really well, you're looking really good. I feel like you maybe have accomplished something really big, a goal for yourself maybe, or you've had some kind of glow up. Perhaps you went viral, or you just got a lot of people watching you right now and really proud of the work that you're doing, or the progress you're making. Or again, you're just looking really good out here. So you may have proved people. I feel like people may have had some assumptions about you. And I feel like they're basically coming to the realizations that their assumptions that they made about you were dead wrong. Like you're out here giving people something to talk about. All right. So however, whatever it is, right? I feel like folks just can't keep your name out of their mouth right now. And to make matters worse for this person, people are not only talking about you, they're asking about you, right? Where are they now? What's happened between the two of you? Some of these folks are straight up looking at them like they're an idiot for letting you go. All right. So, now, I feel like not only are they being haunted by your memory in private, but Spirit's got them living in this world where you are the main character and they're the ones who fumbled the bag in front of everybody. Okay, so it's not making them look so good. If y'all can hear my little meow meow kitty, he's starting to grow. I have a kitten and he's starting to really wreak havoc in my tarot space. So I've been locking him out and he's not happy about it. But we'll see. If you hear the little meow meows, he's mad at me. But anyways, I'm going to ring the sound bowl. I'm going to call in Spirit and I've got some questions. I want to know what people are saying about you to this person. I want to know why it's getting under their skin. And I've got more tea to spill here. So watch your ears. If you are wearing headphones, I'm going to ring the sound bowl, call in Spirit, and get the messages. Here we go. Okay, I'm calling on Spirit with so much love and so much gratitude. I ask for divine guidance as I interpret these messages. May they help us all on our journey towards our highest and greatest good. I'm asking for love, joy, peace, abundance, and protection for myself, for you and for all beings on the planet at this time. Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay, so what exactly are people saying about you to this person? Like, and why is it getting under their skin so much? Oh my, the drama continues. I kind of like when it's like a continued story. Like I said, it's not always happening like this, but today it is. Okay, we have Temperance. Actually, we have a whole stack. Wow. Strong energy here with Temperance, the World, the Ace of Wands. Now, I have to reveal whatever fell out here because I need to know. Oh, Six of Wands, and it's in the reverse. So, okay. I feel like I know exactly what that's speaking to. Let's get into it. This is pretty juicy, to be real, because when people are, talking about you to this person, it's all good things. It's all good things. This is like a glow up conversation. It's graduation energy. You really leveled up in some way, right? Maybe you finished something big, started something brand new, okay, with the Ace of Wands here. Or maybe you completely reinvented yourself, like your whole, I don't know, you completely reinvented yourself in some way. And I feel like you're doing it in a way that has people really noticing, okay? So with Temperance, this tells me that they're talking about how balanced and how composed and graceful you've been through all of this. Like, you could have gone messy or petty after whatever happened between you two, right? But instead, you went and became even more magnetic, okay? And then the World, I mean, this is that next level, like closing a chapter, starting a brand new one kind of a vibe, right? So people are seeing you as someone who's out here doing big things, right? Maybe you launched a business and finally got that dream job, perhaps, or you moved to a better place or started traveling, whatever it is. Either way, it's like you've upgraded your whole entire life. And the Ace of Wands, I mean, that is a spark, okay? People are saying you've got this whole new vibe about you, like a whole new energy, right? You're glowing, you're attractive, you're inspiring others, okay? It's catching people's attention. So for some of you, this could literally be like a creative project that's glowing up, like I said, going viral even, or maybe it's finally landing you some of that recognition that you really deserve. For others, it could be more of a personal glow up, right? So maybe you've been in the gym, or your style is on point, or your confidence is really magnetic right now, okay? And this is where it really stings for them. The Six of Wands reverse, I mean, they're sitting on the sidelines. They're watching you get all of this attention and admiration out here, and they're not part of it, okay? So people are looking at them like, wow, you really let that one go? Okay. Maybe even making little digs like, man, you must feel dumb. You know what I mean? It just kind of coming up a little, funny in the sense where the Six of Wands is in reverse, because they're like, oh my gosh, like spirits are rubbing it in. Okay. Not only are they in that spiritual timeout, but spirits rubbing it in. Okay. So, in the real world, like I said, I just want to recap a little bit because I know everybody's in a different situation. This could really look like, your business got featured or something in a local paper or an article, or, you have mutuals who are maybe sending it to them, okay? Like your glow up, like the receipts of your glow up, right? Maybe you post a photo from an event and you're looking incredible and it gets shared around your friend group, right? Or your old friend group. You could have won an award or got promoted or hit some kind of really big milestone here. And coworkers are again, mutual friends, they're mentioning it to them at, out for lunch or wherever they are. It could even be something really simple, like you starting a new relationship with someone kind, attractive, stable. It has people saying, wow, they really upgraded. Okay. So it's this combination of admiration for you and quiet judgment towards the person that's making it impossible. It's making it impossible for them to escape the fact that you're thriving without them, okay? And I feel like it burns, right? It really, really burns. So my next question, because your girl, I don't know if you've noticed, especially for the new people, I like to get the tea. I like to know. I am kind of nosy, and that's okay. That's why we're here. So let's find out, how are they reacting when your name comes up in conversation? Okay, how are they reacting? When your name is coming up in these conversations? I want to know. How are they reacting? We have the Three of Cups. Okay. Three of Cups, the Knight of Wands. I don't know why I just heard get me the hell out of here. Oh, jeez, a lot. Okay, I guess I have to take all of this. It is a lot. So this might turn into a little bit of a messy read. Hold on one second here. We have the Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh, this is a lot. The oh my gosh, Five of Wands, Seven of Swords. And let me just have a peek at the bottom of the deck here. I don't know how I'm going to lay this out. All right, I want to make sure because I still have more questions and I'm already filling up my board here. So here we have the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. All right, let me tune into this and find out those juicy details for you. Okay, so let me tell you how they're reacting, okay, when your name comes up, right? It is, I gotta say, first and foremost, they don't like it. Of course, they don't like it. The Three of Cups here, it says something that we kind of already know, that it's happening in like social settings, right? Friends hanging out, work functions, casual get-togethers, things like that. It is always somewhere where they can't really control the conversation. So the moment your name drops, like their whole vibe just completely shifts here. And the Knight of Wands, exactly what I said. This is like, well, I gotta go kind of a vibe. Either they literally change the subject as fast as possible. They make some kind of lame excuse to leave. Or you will see their body language go stiff, like they've been caught in the headlights, like a deer in the headlights, okay? The Four of Swords, they instantly retreat into themselves. They'll nod, maybe give like a polite smile, okay? But inside they're screaming, please shut up about them. Please shut up about them. And the kicker here is the Queen of Cups, because I feel like that tells me that they know deep down you are really someone special here. They can't deny it, right? You've got emotional depth, you've got that warmth, that magnetism, and it only makes these conversations more uncomfortable because it reminds them exactly what they lost, right? So the Five of Wands, I mean, that's straight up inner conflict. So on one hand, they want to act unbothered. On the other, they're spiraling because these conversations keep forcing them to compare like where they are now to where you are. And spoiler alert, you're coming out on top, right? And with the Seven of Swords, it's the avoidance, okay? They're going to lie or downplay. They'll act like they haven't heard anything about you when really they've heard everything, okay? And the Ten of Swords under the deck, again, the gut punch, okay? That's the gut punch. Every time your name comes up, it's like ripping off, the scab all over again, okay? And so in real life, this could look like, sitting at a group dinner and someone says, hey, did you see what the Turning Tides Tarot tribe member just did? That's amazing. And suddenly they need to check their phone for 20 minutes, at work, a coworker would say like, hey, aren't they your ex? And they just brush it off with like, oh yeah, we haven't talked in forever, before like ducking out early. Okay. In a friend group, maybe someone's saying like, look how they look so happy lately, and you can literally see their jaw clench before they force, a fake, like, good for them response. Okay. So, I feel like they're really trying to play it cool. But the truth is every mention of you is this reminder that you're thriving and they're not a part of the picture anymore. And I feel like it is, it's killing them a little more each time. Okay. So my next question again, is, what do they wish they could say in those moments, but they hold back, right? Because I feel like that's what they're doing with that avoidant energy. So what do they wish they could say in those moments, but they're holding back? What do they wish they could say in those moments, but they are holding back? Spirit, please show me. Let's get the tea. Okay, what do we have here? We have the Page of Cups. Okay, we have the Nine of Swords. I like to get the full picture here. We have the Sun, and then what's at the bottom of the deck? We have the Three of Wands. If I can get it. Here we go. The Three of Wands. All right, let's figure this out. I'm just going to pull her down here. Okay. Okay, so it's interesting here because I feel like this energy is all about them really wanting to say something positive. in these moments, but they kind of choke on it, Okay, but I'll explain it further because the Page of Cups, it says that they want to throw out some kind of like peace offering or an apology, a compliment, or something really to soften the tension that they're feeling. It's really awkward. It's kind of something like, yeah, they're great. Like, I'm happy for them. They'll say that. I'm happy for them. But what they really want to say is, oh my gosh, I miss them. I messed up. I still care about them a lot. And the Nine of Swords, I mean, it really shows me how much it's eating at them. Okay. They replay these moments later, lying in bed or again on the couch at 2 a.m., looking through their old conversations. They're also thinking about all the things that they should have said, but didn't. Okay, so it's like they have this mental script that they want to use, but the pride and the fear and maybe the guilt just kind of lock their throat in the moment. Again, it's getting like this choked up energy. And like I said, the sun it's a little interesting because what they want to say is actually positive. Okay. They want to acknowledge your success and your happiness and your glow up. They really do. They wish they could just look people in the eye and say, yeah, I'm really proud of them. I'm glad they're doing well. But here's the thing, like admitting that out loud means admitting that they were wrong. Okay. And that's like this level of vulnerability that they are not ready for in public. Okay. Under the deck, seeing the Three of Wands, it's really them holding it in while secretly hoping for this future moment where they can say these things like directly to you. So, privately, of course, without an audience, but they are just not there yet. Okay. So again, some examples of this in real world situations would be, someone congratulates you, in front of them, and they wish they could jump in with, yeah, they've worked so hard for that, but instead they just kind of nod, maybe sip on a drink or something. In a situation where there's mutual friends who are gushing about how happy you look, and they want to blurt out like they've always been that amazing, but they choke it back, right? So they imagine pulling you aside someday to say, I've been hearing so much about you and I'm glad you're doing well. But they never actually take that shot at this moment, right? So there's this push-pull between wanting to give you your flowers and not wanting to look like, the fool that let the best thing slip away, right? So instead they say nothing and they go home and they think about it all night, okay? Now I have another question. What is the next step? Like, what's the next step they're thinking about taking now that the pressure's on? Because I feel like the pressure is on, right? Okay, the pressure is on. So what is that next step they're thinking about taking now that the pressure's on? Okay, Spirit, what is the next step? Because I can feel the pressure building, and they can feel it too. They can feel it too. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands, the Four of Cups, interesting. The Eight of Swords, geez, they're still in that timeout. Okay, and oh shoot, we have Judgment in reverse. Let's find out what's under the deck here. The Five of Pentacles, well. Okay, let me just make this a little bit more visually appealing before we get into it here. Okay, so trying to find out like what their next step is now that the pressure's on, right? And we get the Queen, like, I don't know. Okay, you know what? Before I jump in, I just feel like it feels... It's giving like major sulking energy. Like, I'm gonna go home and lick my wounds first a little bit, okay, to be real with you. The Queen of Wands, this is you all day, confident and magnetic, in your power. You are the person that everyone's talking about, right? So the one that they can't ignore. And instead of riding that wave and finding a way to meet you at your level, they are sitting in this Four of Cups mode with their, I feel like their arms crossed, pouting, almost convincing themselves like, it's fine, I don't even care, I'm over it. But we know that they do care. Okay, they absolutely care. And the Eight of Swords, of course, it is talking about that little bit of a timeout that they're still in. And it says that they completely feel trapped right now, like they can't make a move without exposing their pride or risking more rejection. And Judgment in reverse, it's that avoidance of, a real wake up call. Again, a little bit of avoidance here. So Spirit's trying to get them to face themselves and take action, but instead they're still resisting right now. They're still telling themselves, not yet, not now. Okay. But in the Five of Pentacles, that is the loneliness. Okay. That's the left out in the cold energy. They're very aware on the outside that they're on the outside of your life now, okay, watching from a distance while you are glowing on the friggin' center stage here. So again, in the real world, we know this is them scrolling, their phone late at night and seeing your wins and your photos and your name popping up everywhere in conversation. And instead of reaching out, it's like they close the app or they toss their phone aside and they just kind of stew in it. It's definitely a stewing kind of a vibe here. So I feel like this is where I'm going to leave the main reading here. And I will take this into an extended for those of you who are interested or feel like this is your continuation of the story. This is your reading. I do very much appreciate all of your energy exchange. It really means the world to me. And it does help me to continue to bring these free readings onto YouTube. It supports the work that I do. Before I get into that, I don't know. I know there's a lot of new people here, but I also run an in-person business. So I do, that is my main kind of gig. I read tarot. I have a shop. You can even visit if you're ever on the west coast of Vancouver Island. I'd love to read for you in person. So I have that. And then I also have this main channel and then the new Divine Feminist channel as well. So anyway, I just want to let you know that it really does help me to continue to bring these readings out. When you do support by joining for the extended, and I try to keep it pretty affordable, and they're usually about 20 minutes long at the very least. Okay, sometimes longer. Okay, but anyways, in the extended reading, I am going to look at what happens when the sulking phase, like we're gonna burns itself out. Okay, because they are going to go home, they're going to lick their wounds for a while, and they're going to sulk. Okay, but I'm going to see if is spirit finally pushing them into some kind of action. Do they sit there so long the opportunity passes them by completely? Most importantly, I feel like, if when they do make this move, right, what would they actually say to you right now if they have the chance? So we're going to get into that, kind of move the timeline up a little bit. Okay, for those of you who are interested, thank you again for your support. And for everyone else and for everyone in general, thank you for being here with me and spending part of your day with me. That means the world to me. I'm sending y'all so much love, honestly. Thank you. Okay, I'll see you either in the next reading or in the extended. Okay, take care, and I hope you have a blessed day. Hi everyone, welcome to the extended. Thank you so very much for your energy exchange. I'm just going to pop right into this reading, okay? I am going to start by asking Spirit, what finally pushes them out of that sulking phase, okay? And what's that turning point? What is the turning point that makes them take any action towards you, okay? So let me just get into it here. What finally pushes them out of that sulking phase? What's the turning point, Spirit, that puts them, makes them take some action, okay? Well, I want this one here. We have the Knight of Swords. I feel like this one wants to come out too. We have the King of Cups. Let's get it. Oh, there's the Six of Wands in the upright this time. All right. We have the Eight of Pentacles. And what's underneath the deck? Let's have a little peek. The Eight of Cups. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so I kind of threw that. Whoops. And then I can't ignore the Ace of Cups underneath that as well, because I feel like it goes together. Let's just put it there for now. Okay.